Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Elite Encounters RPG update for Monday, whatever day it is, 26th of October. As I said to you before, as I said in the update earlier on, the sort of notification earlier on, and I said last week, not entirely a complete update today, because obviously I've been at Fantasticon all weekend. Today has been the journey back and kind of trying to rest and get stuff sorted out and kind of get used to being at home again. We've not even had time to have tea yet or anything like that, so we're not entirely sure what we're going to do food-wise. None of us are hungry because we've kind of just come down off cloud 9 basically, and we're not hungry yet, so we're not entirely sure what to do. So, yeah, it's all a bit of a mess. Welcome to Jesus, that's loud. Jesus, greetings to some new followers from Fantasticon and some new people watching the update today. One of them being DJ Truthsayer, or as I know him, Graham. So yeah, welcome to the stream, welcome to the thing, welcome to the channel, welcome to the RPG updates. Fantasticon Blues. Yeah, so I'm going to take this image off the screen at the moment because, as you know, you're going to see the sort of main change that has happened via Fantasticon, which is this. I'm no longer a hairy bearded person. The Great Dave Shave happened. I'll give you the full Monty. There you go. Slap away. Yes. So, keeping it relevant, I'll go into all the Fantasticon stuff in the mainstream. If you're watching this in preparation for the mainstream, then feel free to watch the mainstream as well. But I'll keep all the Fantasticon related stuff as of this point away from this particular part of the stream. Fantasticon, the run up to Fantasticon was quite heavily RPG related, as you know, because the only reason I really go to Fantasticon, other than the fantastic people that are actually there, just like every convention that involves the elite community, is obviously to publicise and test and raise the awareness of the RPG, and just let people know that despite all the delays and the lateness and all the ridiculously bad organisation that I tend to do, it is still happening, it is still on the radar, it is still very much a part of my life and very much part of everyone else's life and awareness, hopefully. And we want this to be going on. So if I wasn't going to conventions, that would be a disservice to the game and to you guys. So yeah, so lots of people just popped in the chat that have been at Fantasticon, so welcome to you. I hope you enjoy this. A couple of whom have either watched or had a look at the RPG or perhaps even played. You might know, you never know. But I know a few of the guys here have been sort of watching and taking part and given me some pretty good support themselves. So good on them. Right. As I mentioned in the last update, there was quite a lot of push towards trying to get the miniatures rules done. Now, I'm not going to call them miniatures rules anymore because, as I have been reminded, these are not standalone miniatures rules. These are integral parts of the RPG that essentially have to be integrated with the system in order to work. So it's not a standalone miniatures game. This has been highlighted by the fact that there's been a few people calling other things miniatures games, which are miniatures games. For example, Colin Ford has a game he's working on at the moment, which is a standalone dedicated miniatures game that isn't tied to another product. This, you will need to buy the RPG and run an RPG session or run some RPG sessions and at least read the rules for the RPG in order to understand how some of the systems for this part of the game works. This is, by strictest definition, it's a starship combat. It's a ship combat expansion, if you like, to the main game. So rather than having to visualise it all in your head, if you're not the sort of group, or you're not an experienced enough group, or you're just not the kind of people that like to try and visualise that stuff in your own head and have it described to you for hours at a time, then you can set out a grid, set out a couple of sheets of A4 paper with hexes on them, and use counters or little kind of cut out cardboard miniatures, which we call print and play miniatures, to actually visualise the ship combat for yourself. There's a little bit of rules in there that we threw in, and this was the general idea, was to throw in some rules that meant you could run it as a quick and dirty way of doing the starship combat, rather than fart around with. What you do is you fly sideways and then you fly up and then you fly around in a circle and then you put your flight assist off and all that sort of crap, and then rather than having it as a big stream of text, which similar to some people who like books that have illustrations, just to say 1,000 words in that one image basically, then you've got that option in the game as well. So yes, a bit of a distinction there that has been kind of mentioned a few times while I've been away. So yeah, as I said, anyone who's asking questions in chat at the moment, I will go through the chat log and I'll answer those questions in the main Elite Dangerous stream that I'll do later on. Just give me a few minutes to get the Elite Encounters one done, and then we'll go into that. So just don't take offence at me not responding to you guys. I will get to you, just not this minute. Yeah, so the run-up was to try and get the Starship Combat plugin running and get it working and try and see if we can get some proper rules for it and actually try and get towards getting this bit finished off. I did manage, before Fantasticon, to get a playable version of the rules sorted out and printed out, and new versions of the vehicle record sheets, vehicle record files, ready to go. If I can just... I've literally just run up the stairs trying to get this stuff ready at the moment. So I have a bag full of crap that has RPG stuff in it that I just need to try and find. So if you will please give me a couple of seconds, I will try and find the bits of paper that I need. Because I can show you on the camera rather than showing you on screen. Or I could just show you on screen. It actually might be easier to show you on screen and quicker. So just give me 1 second there. Those document files, vehicle record, cards, vehicle record file. Bah! Boo. Right, but what I have here, if I use the right keyboard, that would help. Hi. Add a window. Okay. That one. Okay. Right, essentially, yes, as I said, this is what I was working on before we went away. We have... Yeah, sorry, for, again, those who've just joined, there you go. This is the vehicle record card, which has been under construction for the last couple of weeks. I'm just trying to up the zoom factor slightly. As you can see, there's a space there for a vehicle card, which is the vehicle card is a very quick and dirty look at the stats for a ship that can be used based as a standalone quick reference in the RPG itself. It can also be used as this basis for the vehicle stats in the miniatures thing. So you have the main stats there, the expanded stats, and all that kind of stuff. There is a back, but it doesn't really have any initials in it apart from passenger manifests and crew manifests, essentially. So it's not that interesting, really. On keyboard again. The other aspect of it is I managed to get some ship counters done as well. So I'll just pop that into full screen again so that you can see it. There you go. Double check that's shown properly. Properties, refresh. Okay. Properties. Refresh. Ship counters. Okay. Okay. Add window. Okay. Ship counters. Okay, there we go. Right, this was the template I made for just taking with me. Unfortunately, I actually lost this sheet, so I couldn't do any testing. But this is the miniatures, the counters that will be used in the game. The final size has not been agreed on yet, but this is essentially a sample. If you take that as being an A4 page, that's roughly the size they are at the moment. I think they're 2-inch across. And that is a movement and firing template, which I created just for the game to test it out. As I say, the rules in my head and from reading through them seem to stick together very well. They seem to work okay, and I'm quite pleased that they seem to be simple enough to pick up and play in a relatively quick amount of time. So, all things being equal, I'm hoping that should be the skeletal basis of what's going to be now the rules. And the way I've done it, it should be fairly easy to go ahead and expand into something that is going to be flexible and retain the simplicity of play, which, as you all know, is the key to anything that I do. I try to make it a little bit more simple than several different things that we have done, so we'll see how it goes. that has been the focus of the last week. There's not a lot else to really say on that aspect. Those of you who are waiting for stuff to get posted out, again, it's still on the agenda to do, and it will be done at that point. And we'll get onto that as soon as I possibly can, once I get back into swing of things this week. So, yeah, apologies for the rather random nature of the update this week, and the sort of lack of structure and focus on the update this week. Normal service will be resumed next week. But until then, I'm going to sign off now. So thank you for watching, and you guys who are in there waiting for the main stream to start, please hang around. It's going to go dead for a short while I get Elite up and running, which reminds me it's probably going to need updating. So I'll fire that off while I'm talking, and we'll be back online next Monday at 8 o'clock with the next Elite Encounters update, and I hope to see you then, guys. So please take care, fly safe, and I'll see you next week. Cheerio. I just switch it off then.